What's up everyone? Teacher Dana here. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. Did you get hired with Gogokid? Welcome! I'm so excited that you're here to join us. So you just signed the contract. What the heck do I do next, right? That's probably what you're thinking. Well, fear not, because the first thing we're going to be talking about is scheduling. Okay, here we are in my teacher portal, and you'll see when you hit my schedule, this will appear. So depending on your time zone, these are the slots that you can open. I literally can open each one of these. This is how you do it. You click open, folks. Click it, that's it. Be very careful because it just takes one accidental click before it gets scheduled and you have to wake up at the crack of dawn. And you might want that. You might not want that. So how you remove is you just click again. Okay, so here are my morning times, and then when you scroll down, here are my night times. Peak times for me, I'm in Eastern Standard Time, are from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, with Friday nights peak time starting from 8 p.m. all the way to Saturday 8 a.m. Same thing with Saturday. Saturday night 8 p.m. all the way to Sunday morning to 8 a.m. Sunday nights are not peak times because students in China are going back to school on Monday. So that's how you schedule with Gogokid. What I recommend for new teachers is to block out 30-minute increments for a break so that when you are teaching and you haven't quite got the pacing down, then you have a 30-minute block to go over just in case and you don't have to rush through it. So Gogokid and their parents can schedule out 1 week in advance. So let's talk about Frenzy. You've heard it. What does it mean? Frenzy is when that next week with Gogokid opens up for parents to book you, as well as trials to be booked by Gogokid to you. Frenzy usually happens every Monday at noon in Beijing, China, to where the parents can get on at noon and book their favorite teachers. So we call that the Frenzy. And what we see is an increased booking. So we have to open a week ahead. Let me show you what that means. So here, this is the week of the 28th all the way to February 3rd. But Sunday from the previous week, this is when we'll notice the frenzy happening for not this week, but the next week. Okay, let's move on to taking workshops. Workshops, y'all. That is the way to go with Gogokid. You will learn so much. They're fun, they're interactive, and a lot of times they're teacher friends of ours from Instagram and social media. They might be your referring teacher, or they might just be someone you've seen around the block a few times on Instagram. So what the heck are workshops? Workshops are small 45-minute seminars that are taught by our lovely teachers with Gogokid about the company and how to be a teacher and how to effectively teach online and how to write feedback and how to engage with the student, and so many helpful tips, you guys. Sounds great. Where the heck do we find the workshop schedule? Okay, so if you haven't heard of Freshdesk, you need to get on Freshdesk, y'all. You can find Freshdesk at gogokidteacher.freshdesk.com. Sign in, and let's look. Here is Freshdesk. Okay, so I like to scroll down here and look at the support center and click here, workshop schedule updated. Okay, let's scroll down. Here is the schedule for all of our awesome, amazing workshop coaches that take time out of their day to show us how to be effective teachers. I love them. They're awesome. So many of them I know personally, and they're great. So look, New Teacher Academy teaching levels 3 through 4. That's amazing. How to get and keep your regular students, something that all of us need to know. Taking Gogokid on the road. Awesome, awesome. I've taken several of these, and they've been integral in my teaching experience with Gogokid. Next, I have a class. Don't panic, we've all been there, and it can be a little nerve-wracking teaching your first class, but fear not, I will help you. Before you begin your first class, it is very important that you know that these parents are expecting 25 minutes of your time, no less, and maybe just a little bit more if there's some struggles. So I like to say stay absolutely 25 minutes to 28 minutes. And then for whatever reason, if you have another class, you need to get out of that classroom and click finish. So let me first explain to you what a trial class is. A trial class is let's think of it as like a practice free lesson to see if it's something that they want to try and pay money for. So essentially, it's free. It's free for them, and they're testing it out with you. Sometimes they don't always show up. I'd say about 60-40%. 60% show up, 40% don't. But what do you do? So when you enter the classroom and there is no student there, and there's no student there for a long time, stay there for at least 15 minutes, and then you can exit out of there without clicking the finish button. If it's a trial and it's a no-show, then you can click right out of that room at 15 minutes and call it a day. Don't worry, because you still get 60% of your base pay for every trial no-show or trial 24-hour cancellation. Yeah. Free money! Sit there, sip your coffee. It's very important in trials to just have fun. You want to teach them some things on the slides as well, but it's not as important to get through all of the slides. You have to assess your student too. Amanda List has an awesome video about expectations in a trial class. Link below. Core classes. Core classes are booked by the parents. These are parents and students that have paid for packages with Gogokid. If you find that your core class is not showing up, you must stay in the classroom for 25 minutes. Trials, 15 minutes. Cores, 25 minutes. Then you can exit. If the core class cancels within a certain amount of time overnight, Gogokid has the right to replace that with a trial class. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. If the core class cancels and there's nothing in that place, then you get full pay. Woo-hoo! Okay, so the first thing you want to do is prepare for your classes. So let's say you have 2 classes booked. Let me show you how you can go into the portal, look over those lessons, and enter the classroom. When you're in your portal, go down to upcoming classes. When it's the scheduled time, it'll say enter classroom here. You can enter the classroom 30 minutes prior. But before you do that, please look over the lesson content. Here it'll show you what the lessons are all about. When it's the scheduled time, this will light up orange. And then when you click to test it, speaker test, microphone test, make sure things are working okay. Sometimes this will not appear, but try to enter the classroom anyways. If you look closer, this is where your toolbar is. I'm sure you've seen this in your interview, or you might have chose to record your demo, and in that case, this is very new to you. What you need to know before entering your first classroom you've ever taught is when you enter, know that this is the pen to be able to switch between slides, which is down here, and also to click for interactive lessons. You'll have your pen to draw, and you're going to have to toggle between your pen and your pointer between lessons. Your stars are your primary reward in the classroom. This is where you'll click to add the stars. If you look up here, this is where your student will be, and this will be where you are. When you enter the classroom, I recommend entering 5 minutes before your class, 30 minutes before if it's your very first class. Here is a very important button. This is your start button. Only click start when it is exactly the time to start. Now, in this classroom, it won't allow you to hit start until it is the scheduled time. We do not want to set that tone that we can start class early, because then they will expect it from everybody. Down here is our awesome chat box. This has a built-in translator, so if you write something down here, then they have the ability to translate it on the other side to Chinese. What I like to do is when I enter the classroom 5 minutes early, I like to cover my camera with a sticky note and turn my mic off. Then I like to write in the chat box. If you close your camera and your mic while you're in the classroom and you hit the start button, it will automatically turn your camera and your mic on. If you start to have problems, if you can't see your student, if they can't hear you, if they're looking at you once you've started the class like you have 3 heads, go down here. If you click this, this will call the firemen. The firemen will come and help. If you have any internet issues, if you have any technical difficulties at all, this is settings if you need to change your camera, or if you need to change other things about what you initially chose when you entered the classroom. Hey, once the class is over, now what? When you click the finish button at 25 minutes, or a little later, that's okay. If you push the finish button, it'll automatically take you to an evaluation page. But if you have another class right after and you don't have time, click out of that. That is okay. You can come back to that feedback later and fill it out. This is how you go back to that feedback. Go to class history. All the way over. You're going to see if you haven't filled out feedback, it'll say evaluation. And when you have, it'll say evaluated. So what you're going to do is you're going to click in here. And you're going to score the student, write some feedback, and evaluate. Please be sure to read the name before. So you don't want to accidentally write the wrong feedback for the wrong student. It's happened, folks. You have 12 hours when class ended to complete feedback. How do I navigate the rest of my portal? Okay, so let's look. As you can probably see and have experienced already, this is where you see your parent evaluation. This is where parents leave you stars and feedback. Here you can see your credit score, and this takes about 24 hours to update. Now the payment tab is still not available, but it should be back up and running soon, folks. Now if you want to change anything in your account, simply click on your name, the down arrow, Account Center, My Contract, and you can download the contract and read your terms of service and what's expected of you. Your privacy policy, community policy, it's pretty straightforward here. And income tax, and you need to fill this out, your W-9 before tax season. Hopefully this will help you get started. I'm so happy that you came to my channel and watched. I am honored. I love helping you guys out, and I know how it was when I first started with online teaching. I was like, panic. I was just constantly anxious, and it took me about a month to finally get the hang of it, and so I don't want you to go through that. If you haven't signed up with Gogokid, please look down below. I would love to help you through this hiring process, make it as smooth as possible. The interview process is super simple and quick, and Gogokid is always looking for awesome new teachers. So, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.